Hey, this is Kyle Higgins, and you've jumped inside the pullback only on the Geekcast Radio Network.
You've just jumped inside the pullback. Join TFG1Mike and the rest of the comic crew here at the GCRN as they make their great escape into comics. From DC, Marvel, and Image to IDW, Boom Studios, and Zenescope, we have everything right here. We cover things like Transformers, He-Man, superheroes, TMNT, and Radiant Black. Yeah, we have all that and so much more. It's all inside the pullback here on the Geekcast Radio Network. So, without further ado, it's time to talk about the comics we're reading right now, here inside the pullback.
Hello and welcome to the pullback. This is episode 528. I am, of course, TFG1Mike. Joining me is Mr. Joe Reed. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, we are back, and we are not talking Turtles again. Sorry, folks. It's going to be a while for that. But we are back in Radiant Black for Volume 2, Team Up. This, I believe, yes, it's issues 7 through 12 of the Radiant Black series from Image Comics. Let me get the creative out of the way here. Let's see. Written by Kyle Higgins. The artist is Marcelo Costa. The co-writers, because they had some co-writers on several issues in this. Joe Clark, who is the musical maestro that I interviewed years ago. He's done the Radiant Black scoring and things like that and whatever else and all that good stuff. Well, wait, no, he didn't do the Radiant Black score. That was... oh, God, who was that? I'm so sorry. Brain freeze. But anyway, Joe Clark has been a regular contributor, best friend to Kyle Higgins. And Megan Camarena, she is, she's big on Twitch. I forget what her name, Strawberry17, that's what it is, on Twitch. Guest artist, Eduardo Figurato, French Carlo Mangano, and Igor Monti, and a bunch of other people. Becca Carey is on lettering. Michael Basuto is the editor. Radiant Black, Volume 2. First things first, it's a very superhero cover for the trade.
It bothers me that there's 4 of them, and I'm hoping, because I don't exactly know what's coming up, because I haven't even been looking at covers for this, but 4 is a very symmetrical number.
Yeah.
And, we got to have 5 if this is going to be a proper Super Sentai team.
Well, there's only 4 for now that we know of. There's black, pink, red, and yellow. Whether there is a 5th person, we don't know. I don't even know that yet. I'm pretty sure there isn't yet, but there could be. So we start with Chapter 7. We pretty much pick up where we left off at the end of Issue 5. And the reason why I say Issue 5 is because Issue 6 was the Radiant Red Origin issue. And we will be reading, I got to put it in here somewhere, the Radiant Red miniseries that they did. They did I'll have to find that for you. I'll have to find that for you. They did a Radiant Red miniseries, and I forgot to put it in here as far as...
Her Origin was in the first trade, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was issue 6. Yes, it was her origin, but the miniseries for her basically tells her entire story, kind of thing. And it's 5 issues. I do have it, I think, and like I said, I'll get you the link after the show and all that good stuff. But I think we may have to. Steve's gonna kill me for this. I think we may have to change episode 530 to that instead of Volume 3, because I think all of that takes place before issue 13, which is where Volume 3 starts. But anyway, Chapter 7, we start where Issue 5 left off with Mr. Glitch facing off against Radiant Black, Pink, Red, and Yellow. And what a fight.
There is something that this book does that I realized reading this trade where I have a real hard time linking one panel to the next, one page to the next, and seeing what motion is going on. Like, the sword can be raised in one panel, but then it's at a resting period the next panel. And I've kind of, with the style of this book, I've relented and not say, I don't need to know what happens sequentially. They're showing the chaos by how these things aren't necessarily linking, and I can't tell who's shooting at who and who's doing what to who.
Right.
No, it's chaos. That's maybe perhaps the point.
So let me just see here what I can see in this battle. All right, so we have the first page of the trade where it's Mr. Glitch versus them, and it's Marshall at the bottom panel saying what does he say? Right, look, the red one and me are kind of in the middle of something here, so if you don't mind. And then a pink explosion, which I don't know where it comes from, but I assume it comes from Mr. Glitch over there. And he's going forward. Radiant Black is kind of coming back, so it's a mishmash of the two of them blasting at each other. And then Radiant Yellow starts doing stuff. And that all happens. And then Radiant Red starts, she throws her red punch, and the Glitch guy throws his pinkish purplish punch at her. So, yeah, it is an all mishmash kind of thing, but I think my favorite panel is, it's on one of my favorite panels is on page 13.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom left-hand corner. Just Radiant Black, just looking up, like, oh no, this is not good. And that's one of the greatest things about digital comics, folks, and it's something we have to say every time. The guided view. I have a clear image of that. Like, I can make this my profile picture if I wanted to, kind of thing. And Glitch comes down with a sword, and then all of a sudden, portals. Dun, 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 dun. And Radiant Black falls through a pink portal. What the... And again, another cool panel at the midsection of page 14, where he's like just holding his head. Again, another cool... There's so many cool close-ups of Radiant Black's, while he's in his costume, when he's got his helmet on. There's so many cool things that I'm like, ooh, this is a profile picture. It's just so good. So he has to avoid a bus, and then all of a sudden they are in Tokyo. And Radiant Pink is drained of her powers from teleporting. Radiant Black throws up through his no mouth hole. Yeah. And yeah, they kind of start sort of picking on Pink, but she explains what's going on. Portals, teleporting, it's draining, man. I jumped us from Sydney to Chicago and then Tokyo, and 2 minutes later, come on, that's insane. I love this. Are we really going to do this here? Hey, not one goddamn word out of you. You don't get to weigh in here. She's right. Fine, whatever, let's go. Just give me a sec. Nah, take a break. Time to try something else. I love that. Like, again, this to me shows that because none of them are really, like, it's team building.
Yep.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I forget. I'm 43. How much younger or older are you than I am?
I am also 43.
Oh, good. We're the same age. Yay. So then you'll remember this. Did you ever go to any kind of summer camp or any kind of, like, camp where they did, like, the trust exercises? Like
I can say, thank God, no.
Okay. Well... But there was also, like, the team building exercises of, hey, you need to climb up this rope, do this, or you need
development.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you're a teacher. Everybody knows you're a teacher that has listened to us over the last decade of doing Turtles comics. So you've seen this kind of stuff. Well, this issue, this start of this next arc here in Volume 2 is them team building. They have to figure shit out. And I like how that is working here, where he's like, no, don't worry about it. We're gonna, figure something else out. You take a break. And I mean, he's not being a dick, but he's kind of, I don't know. It's just, he's not. I don't dislike Marshall in this moment. I actually like him in this moment where he's saying, okay, cool, take a break. We're gonna figure it out some other way. So, what are you liking so far?
This the whole book as a whole grew on me in the second trade. First trade was decent. This is the one where I'm kind of enjoying the character growth and the development. They're giving they're giving us a chance to get to know each of those characters through their interactions with each other.
Yep.
And it's turning out that I'm liking all of these different characters. It just, yeah, we'll go through this whole trade and I'll figure out the words for how I was feeling while I was reading it. I'm sure.
Absolutely. So Black and Red kind of, get into a conversation after that. And
because Red is the one that put his buddy in the hospital.
Yeah.
And so he's angry at her.
Yeah, he's angry at her, and she's like, I didn't mean to hurt your friend. I was just trying to scare him. That's all you need to know. And he says, sorry about that. Absolutely not all I need to know. Like, 1, why rob multiple banks on multiple nights? B, how the hell did you find Nathan? 3, why the body dupe? And she just kind of stares and, no. See, you came after us. My best friend's on life support and probably never going to wake up. So unless you want me to drop you off the side of that mountain over there, feel free to answer me at any time.
And then they get ambushed.
Because that's just the way Glitch is. Now, you want to talk about action you can't really keep up with. This is Glitch attacking them, but we have Pink in the middle of all of this with her portals, and she's portaling them like, what's a good analogy for that? I'm trying to think. Like, I wouldn't say Avengers because, technically she's the Doctor Strange of Radiant Black. I mean, she's not, but like just in the sense of using her portal powers, she's very much kind of in the same vein as when Doctor Strange uses portals in Endgame. So there's all of that going on. And then she portals herself and Radiant Black into space.
Like, how far into space? We get to see that.
Yeah.
After they're done being amazed that they can breathe and survive in space.
Yeah. Don't take your helmets off, kids. Seriously. And then they see this, like, all-out war. All these spaceships, all this stuff, and explosions, and holy crap. All these other robots
and sci-fi. And so how far did she go?
Yep.
Hopefully she went very far, because if all that stuff is relatively close to Earth, that's going to be a problem. But
that's going to be a big problem.
This is where I got, I don't know, not upset, but years ago in high school, I invented this character who's in armor suit, alien suit, and there is an alien species out there that's responsible for it, and it's always about him learning his powers. And like, man, between this and Tech Jacket from Robert Kirkman's, like, they have all of my, if I ever decide to write this story down and draw it, it's gonna be like I'm ripping these people off. But like, dudes, I made this up in 1996. I was first. But I built an action figure. I customized something, 3D printed my own parts, made my character into an action figure, and
nice.
That's what I'm fiddling with here, because I'm feeling jealous, little hurt that I didn't actually get off my butt and make a comic, because this is better than what I think I could have done.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm enjoying it, but they robbed all my ideas.
They didn't. Everybody. Yep. Everybody has a similar type of idea. So we're on page 25 with the space battle. when I first read this way back when it initially came out in single issue form, I was like, okay, Radiant Pink and Radiant Black, like bug-eyed image, the second panel on that page. Mm-hmm. That's a Facebook featured photo. That's a featured banner on Facebook, and I screenshotted that at the time way back then, and did use that as a Facebook featured image, photo, whatever. You have to teleport us right now. It's too far.
Well, how'd you just do it?
And I don't know how. Right now, right goddamn now. You're not helping. All right, new game plan. You gotta trust me on this or we're both dead. When I say now, you're gonna think about Japanese forests and I'm gonna hit you with everything I've got. What? Now. And they are
somewhere. Oh,
holy shit, we're not dead. Ah, they hug and all that good stuff, and yeah, they're somewhere. We can break again if you want. I'm okay. Feel free to go helmet up too if you get cold. At least you've still got eyes to look at it. Huh. I can't believe we haven't found at least a shop by now. They've been walking a while, but they found red and yellow. I swear, I didn't plan this, honest. He's breathing. Good. And red and yellow found Mr. Glitch there. And that's how we end issue 7. Let's get some goddamn answers.
That's right. It's, yeah, man. There's, especially with what happens later in this book, it is, I can sympathize for the characters having no answers as to what is the nature of their powers, what should they be doing, whose side are these powers on, and even when they have an opportunity to get answers, they're told everything, but none of it makes sense yet.
Yeah, none of it makes sense, yeah.
Yep, it's a fun situation.
Absolutely. Chapter 8, Issue 8, 001 is the title. Now, I still, to this day, have, maybe you've figured it out, I don't know, since you're the new guy on the block with this, I still haven't figured out these numbers.
The
001, yeah, so the zeros, yeah, so on page 30 of the trade, where it says Chapter 8, the title of the issue is parentheses 001. And I believe in this issue, is it this issue or maybe it's issue 9? They start, maybe it's issue 9 that they do this, but they start doing this whole like 004, 0010, 00 this. And maybe it's the next issue that they start doing this with. But like, in this trade, I remember them doing all these numbers, and I'm like, what the hell are these damn numbers? I still haven't figured it out, and I've been paying attention to this series for 2 years.
Yeah, it's been I've been focusing on trying to translate the Radiant text in speech balloons and in the bubbles. Yep. And so far, nothing crazy has been, like, it makes sense what they're doing. I'm looking for these 000s now. That's kind of fun. I like that. It's the mystery box. It's the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
The breadcrumb trail, and how it kind of breaks the fourth wall, and that there are other things to see and notice in the book, and then they pay off later. So I'm ready and waiting for that, and I'm trying to be aware. I didn't notice the 001 until that was my page numbers. I don't have page numbers, but I'm looking at Chapter 8, title 001.
Yep.
I'm wondering if that 001 here is referring to, like, which member of the team this guy's on.
I think it's referring to the villain, but I could be wrong. I just don't know, and I just want to know, and I'm... To the Radiant Black Discord people, the Radiant Black Podcast Discord people, I'm sorry. If you're listening to this, I just haven't figured it out yet. I'm a dumbass. So we start in space before. And yeah.
So I interpreted that, and I think it's right. I interpreted that as this is where he got dropped out of Pink's portal.
I think so, yes.
And now he's trying to find his way back home. He finds a derelict starfighter thing, and he jacks into it to repair his armor, power it up, and flies away. And so I think it is implied that he's going to come back and crash on Earth.
Probably, yes.
That's where they're going to find him.
Yep.
Red and yellow.
Yep. And we go back to Moscow now, in the present day. You sent us to Moscow. Why did you send us to Moscow? I don't. We need to get out of here. So they go human for a while and they blend in, sort of. Not really, but they blend in with the populace. We get back to Red and Yellow, who actually have him trapped. So either he's already crash landed, so we don't know what else has happened.
Yep.
But they have him trapped in this volcano thing. And the villain says, Glitch says, the respectful thing would be to immolate as atonement for your stupidity, sinking with that which you do not understand. What do you hope to accomplish by drawing out your deaths? Oh boy.
Yeah, see, the bad guys be talking in riddles, and I have, like, come on, talk straight so we can get some answers, but that takes all the fun out of it.
Yep. So they have more of a conversation. We go back to Marshall and, I'm just going to say her name now, Eva. Her real name is Eva. And they're outside of a coffee shop, and he just kind of 5-finger discounts some coffee cups. Too bad the coffee's cold. And they have a nice little conversation. I'm sorry. Did you suddenly come into a bunch of spare rubles? Because I missed that. It's 2020. They take Visa. I'm an Amex guy. Of course you are. I tried to wait for someone who used sugar, but then I realized I don't know anything about Russia. Do they use sugar? Probably. Ugh. So, yes, a lot of coffee talk in this part of Chapter 8. She says to him, look, it's not like a panic thing. It's things just build, and then there's so much, and I can't. Hey, it's all good. I meant I get it more than you think. I'm really not an asshole. God, that's actually funny. I mean, all of this black holes and superpowers and space robots, it's all pretty hysterical when you actually think about it, isn't it? And they just kind of sit there and have this, like, moment of silence kind of thing because they both realize how hysterical it all really is. And in Japanese, apparently, or something, you stole our coffee. They get confronted by the people that he stole the coffee from. Feeling any better? A lot. And then she portals them out of there. And do they finally meet up with Red and Yellow here? Red and Yellow are still...
It's these time jumps here, like this or that. It disorients me. Like, wait, was that them in the panel in the front? No, that's Glitch.
That's
fighting
Glitch
Red and
fighting
Yellow.
Red and Yellow. Yeah. Time jumps are my biggest enemy in comics at times. Not just this book or just any comic book that does time. Even when we were as you know, and at the same point in time, the listeners are probably getting me tired of saying this. Between the red bandanas and some of the time jumps that TMNT took, oh boy.
Yep, time and location, and especially in a book like this where it does tend to jump around to show what happened before, flashbacks to illuminate. And
it's
I think
not a
this
bad
trade.
thing.
No, this trade was where it sort of taught me that that's what's going on. The this is disorienting feeling. That's what the characters are feeling, all of them.
Yeah.
And especially with what happens later in the book, I learned to kind of just take my hands off the handlebars and let the comic go where it needed to go. And I'll figure it out when it gets there, because that's what the characters are doing.
Yeah.
And I think if anybody else were doing it, or if this were happening in a different book, in a different setting, that would be bad. But because of what's going on in this, the glitch character and how these people are discovering their powers and what the nature of their powers are, it's what we're supposed to be feeling as readers.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle Higgins does an amazing job on the writing, as well as the rest of his co-writers. They're doing an awesome job in the art. Oh, the art in these books, man, is just... I don't think I have so far in 8 issues, I don't think I have a really, like, unless I'm nitpicking, I don't have a real, I love the art, all of it. We get back to this, like, we're in this fight with Glitch, red and yellow, and he's kind of going after red, and he kind of slices her with his little sword there, or his big sword there. And he says, survival mode, absorb and repair, try to stop the loss of fluid. Clever, but too advanced.
He stabs her again for good measure.
Yep. Maybe you just need to absorb something stronger. And she turns into her giant robot form. Or she will. So he glitches out. Yellow shows up to help her, and then she's in her Hulkbuster armor. Sorry, Kyle. Had to go there. We see Glitch here, and what is it with his powers? He can just, like, tap stuff and just make it explode. I mean, I know...
Like, sets off one of those Predator self-destruct things.
Yep.
And I think that's what he did. I think that's a self-destruct, not some... Well, nope, he's back.
Yeah, he's back for half. Yeah, he's still there. But we get the explosion, they get thrown, and then, even though he's still there, we find out how he actually gets his powers. He charges off of the other Radiants.
Mm-hmm.
He charges his tech from us. We are actually powering him. A reductive understanding of the old ways and the new. You tempt fate. You dance amongst world enders in the shadow of Armageddon, all the while unknowing of the extent to which you are a mistake in improbable accident. A doom to your planet. Now, no more running until we fix your mistake. If that's how it's gotta be, then stop pussyfooting around and let's go, you cosmic slash. I love this panel of the 4 of them. Mm-hmm. Okay, this panel right here, I know how you're looking at it, you're not looking. So, in the middle of... This says page 48, but it says location 48, actually. But the middle of that page there, I don't think having a 5th team member in the middle of black... Like, so you got pink on the far left, red in the background on the far left, black in the middle, yellow on the right. If you had another Radiant next to yellow, in between yellow and black, this image wouldn't be as cool as I think this image is right now.
No. Yeah, his logo is sparking and igniting and glowing.
Yeah, sparking and something's about to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
I am 001, marked for death. And
I translated that, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. The words on the top of my tongue. Catalyst. That translates as catalyst.
Right. Catalyst, yes, Catalyst, now in service to the new way. And I'm gonna finish your ex if it's the last goddamn thing I do. No! And the robot's giant hand reaches right out of Marshall's chest. Right out of his Radiant logo. Oh boy. And what is so the robot or the giant hand is grabbing Catalyst, and all of a sudden Marshall is down. What the fuck was that? Eva says, oh my God, my chest. Again, I love that full image. Wait, were you bleeding? I was. This is this is Pink talking to Red. Do you have any idea what you just did? I didn't do anything. A giant goddamn robot stuck his arm out of my chest. He's been in there the whole time. Can you reach it? I'm trying, but what's it say? I'm trying, but the line is kind of one way. Then this might be over, question mark. The immediate threat, at least. I say we go home, lie low, don't draw any more attention than we have to. See if we can get the robots to give us some more answers. I'd really like to know blah, blah, blah means. And yes, folks, I know I should translate it because I have the translator card around here somewhere in this apartment, but yeah, that's it. What else should we do? Oh, I can think of plenty.
He still wants to figure out Red and what she did. Yeah. I think what I'd like to know is when he says, I'd really like to know what blah, 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 blah means, are they saying the word that translates as catalyst, or are they saying something that they don't even understand? That's
I think, okay, so the Marshall doesn't he understands things. I'm not saying the guy is stupid or anything, but like none of them really understand the text as of yet. Nobody can unless they are directly connected to the robot. I don't if it's just something the 001 is saying. I don't think that he says, I'd like to know what blah, blah, blah means. So I don't think he can understand it as of yet. So when Marshall says, oh, I can think of plenty, Yellow basically attacks 001.
No, that's Marshall.
No, that's Yellow.
Yeah, Yellow is attacking Marshall because he was about to start beef with Red.
Hold on.
Because 001's gone. The robot got him. He pulled him inside, I think.
Oh, it is. You're right. Holy shit.
And because Yellow says, all right, we're knocking this off right now. You two have problems. You got baggage. That sucks. It's also part of life. And now for you, wait.
Yeah.
And now for you, so is a permanent link to a black hole.
Yeah.
And if you didn't hear, gentlemen, there are some bigger fish to fry. That also want us dead. So yeah, Yellow's trying to talk the two of them into putting their beef off to the side for a moment while they worry about this world-ending gibberish.
Yeah. And then we go to Cletus Cassidy's farmlands. Sorry. Just, I can't wait to get back to something more normal. At some point, you gotta tell us how you actually heard about this. I did tell you people, cryptic. How we doing, Jace? This bad boy gonna blink for us again? Oh yeah, we've got his number now. I think it's just about time. And he's for somebody to open wide, and yikes. Looks like we're in business. And that's how Chapter 8 ends. Wow.
In it. I'm trying to translate that quickly here. In it. What is that letter? The hard part about translating that Reed Radiant is the kerning, the space between the letters. Like, I can't exactly tell where words end and words begin, or are those two symbols part of the same letter, or is it two different letters? But that's half the fun.
See, folks, I got a Radiant translator right on my side. But yeah, no, so Chapter 9... Oh, boy. I was trying to find, and I'm only saying this until you're ready to tell us the translation. I'm going to jump ahead just a little bit. So with the Radiant Black box, I also purchased at the time a physical copy of issue 10 of the series, because the physical copy of issue 10 of the series, it's in the trade, but the actual issue, and you can still do it in the trade, probably. It's a blacklight comic book.
What?
Yes.
So chapter 10 is Blacklight?
Yes.
Oh, man. All right. I got to go to eBay or something now. I'm sure my local stores don't have that, but I'm going to... Oh, you know what? I have a reason to arrive to the comic store today. All right.
There you go. So issue 10 was the first Blacklight issue they ever did. To my knowledge, it's the first Blacklight comic ever in history, I'm pretty sure. And part of the, which I don't have it here, it's actually on my keychain. Why I put it on my keychain, I have no idea. Also part of the Radiant Black box was a Blacklight keychain. So it's a keychain just like any other keychain, a Nintendo Entertainment System keychain or whatever keychain, you go to whatever. But it's an actual blacklight that turns on. It's a little mini blacklight that turns on and off.
No way.
Yes, way.
Dang it.
So that came in the box. The funny thing about that is I've been getting more into blacklight because Funko is doing blacklight on a number of their pops, and they're doing it on a number of their sodas. I don't know if I sent you the photo or not, but I have... I'm going to call them inaction figures because they don't do anything. I have Funko sodas, TMNT, Blacklight, Leo, Mikey, Donnie, and Raph with Blacklight, Bebop, and Rocksteady. And I actually had to buy the largest and brightest and whatever I could Blacklight flashlight. So I know I have the physical copy of issue 10 around here somewhere. It's in a closet. It's in somewhere else, blah, 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 blah. I could not find it before the record. But that was the first one they did. Issue 24, which is way down the road, it's also a Blacklight issue.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've in all of my customizing and crafting and electrical stuff, I've stumbled into the world of blacklight LED things, and I would like to find some paint or ink that is extraordinarily bright blacklight. But so I have the lights around the house. I have a couple, and I think I might need to go get that issue 10.
yeah, you're gonna have to find the issue 10. Issue 10 and issue 24 are so far the two blacklight issues. We are on to issue 9, Life and Times. Now this starts with 002. So this is the issue, I think, that all the numbers come into play, and this is what confuses the hell out of me. Anyone, Bash or Matt or Charlie or Addie or whatever, anyone that's from the Radiant Black podcast that may be listening to this episode of this podcast, please tell me what the hell are the numbers for?
I'm taking a guess.
Yes.
I think that Glitch is like the leader of this group of 5, but they don't have it figured out yet. And number 2 is Radiant Black or Marshall here that we're seeing. And so like this is 002 says this is Marshall's story.
Okay.
Nope. Because there's no, those are day counters.
Are you sure?
Yes, they're positive and negative numbers. So this is the second day of something.
Okay.
Later in the book, there's this is day 90, this is day 160, and then they flash back, and it's a negative number.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Hey, we figured it out. People don't have to yell at us now.
Yay! And if we're wrong, they'll still yell at us because I'm just guessing here. I don't know.
Hey, it makes sense to me. So we start in Lockport, Illinois with Marshall. He's waking up and he has a PS controller next to him in his bed and his shoes and clothes and everything else, and shower, breakfast, light a cigarette, of course. Don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke, don't do drugs, don't drink, don't do any of that stupid stuff. And then you have these kids from outside.
This is so much fun. These high school kids are on their way to school, and it turns into a running gag. He's sitting out on his porch having his breakfast, and they insult him. He gets them back. They insult him back, and like, you're wasting your life. You're going to school to learn how to be a machine, and insulting each other's mama. I hope he definitely looks annoyed every time.
Oh, he is very annoyed.
I really think they would miss each other if they were gone.
I don't know about that. Are we sure they're even all human? The yellow one doesn't have any eyes. I bet the yellow one's a robot. Did you see the way he moved in that helicopter shot? He is so stiff. There's no way he's real. You actually watch those guys? Circle Guy News, they make a lot of great points. Now, Circle Guy News, I'm pretty sure started in Invincible, but I could be wrong. Again, Matt, Bash, I'm sorry. Look, either way, I think we all agree after that Japan explosion, things have changed forever, and not in a good way. And somehow I'm the douche tool? So Marshall goes to the hospital, sits by Nathan, checks on Nathan. We're going to hang out all the time, dude. Same as before. Nothing's going to change. 004.
That's really cute.
Yep, absolutely. Lockport, Illinois, 004. The best part's got to be the powers. Can you imagine being able to fly anywhere? Can he go to space? Duh. Water, shower, cereal, same cigarette. Not same cigarette, but you get the point. And again, we get back to your friendly neighborhood children. And this is awesome. Oh, look, it's the does nothing dick ass. What the hell?
Does the virgin graduating into a false economy?
How do you even live with yourself? Seriously, you're such a...
That's a really dirty word now, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of everyone skipping your Instagram stories. Physical media sucks. Oh, hey, there's a new TikTok challenge. You should check it out. It's called Go Fuck Yourself.
That's another thing about this that I enjoy, and I wonder how a book like this is going to read in 30 years. Or 20 years. Is it going to hold up, or is it going to be a picture of our time? Because it very much is a picture of what it is to be alive right now as a millennial, as the new generation coming up that we don't quite understand anymore.
Well, you're raising the new generation, Mr. Father of the Year.
Uh-huh.
How old are your kids now?
6 and 12.
Really?
Yep. They're old farts.
He's about to become a teen. Oh my God, he's about to become a teenager. When did oh wait, 13. He was, wait a minute. Wait,
I started reading Ninja Turtles when he was under 6 months old, and that's why that issue 4 hit me so hard, because
right. Oh God.
And
he was 3 years old 10 years ago?
No, he was, well, yeah.
No. Yeah.
Okay, you just bust out some crazy math. He was born in 2011, and that was when it was the same year that Ninja Turtles started.
Right, yeah, no. It wasn't me trying to, dude, I can't bust out any kind of math. I'm just trying to remember shit. The podcast is 10 years old, 2013 to 2023, and if he's 13 years old, that means that he was 3 years old 10 years ago. Yes. I can do simple math. You throw you turn one of those 3s or one of those 10s into like an A or an X or a Z. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Holy shit. But yeah, and I've always been a proponent of look at things things are a snapshot of when they were made. Things are not supposed, pick the worst movie of the 80s, whatever that is, whatever people think that is. Mm-hmm. That was made in that time. That is meant to be looked at as a product of the 1980s. It is not meant to hold up to any of the whatever standards people have today.
But I think that there is a point, and we still are talking about Radiant Black here, even though we're talking about everything but Radiant Black. we're talking about how this comic fits into present day. Yeah. If you can take something like Batman Animated Series, which was early 90s, But that holds up because it's just different enough. And you don't even notice that all of the television screens in that show are black and white except for Batman's computers.
Yep.
And that doesn't register as weird to anybody, like, because it's a picture out of time.
Yeah.
And when you make references to modern day, like Instagram and TikTok and millennial, and how movies are getting made, which Marshall and his Coma friend talk about, are you locking this so firmly in time that in 20 years it won't be relevant? Or because of the way that communication works and there's instant transmission of data across long distances, is everybody going to end up on the same page? And are things going to kind of level off? Like, will people our age in the 40s ever really be disconnected from the new digital thing? Because we're not afraid of the new digital thing.
Yeah.
I mean, even AI, which should be spooky to us millennials, going, everybody should have to write papers because we had to write papers. We're like, no, I get it. Technology changes. We'll figure it out.
My biggest problem with AI is that everyone seems to think that artificial intelligence can replace actual intelligence. I don't mind those of you out there listening to the sound of my voice, and those of you out there who use it as a tool, as an improvement on what you're already doing. But we both come from the generation of the 80s. In the 80s, we learned to use, we were taught imagination matters. And I think artificial intelligence removes imagination, because it's like, say these 7 words into Chat GPT and it'll spit out something for you. Or how about you just kind of go over there and create some cool, crazy conundrums of your own kind of thing where, like, I would rather sit here and rack my brain for an hour watching that black cursor blink on the white screen to think of something to write up for an intro to, like, a future guest on a podcast or whatever, than tell AI to do it for me.
Yeah, and this might be, I actually would love to talk about AI on a podcast and have that be the center of like the conversation. I think with AI, the way that people are going to end up using that properly is going to be to allow that thing to do the tedious work. And it, like all technology, it should free us up to do the important work, the actual creativity. I think people that go into ChatGPT and say, write me a book report, are not using it properly.
No, they are not.
This year, in fact, our principal at the school I work at said, he went to a conference and yada yada, and they talked about AI and what's coming, and all these new AI educational tools are coming out, and because it's academia, they're really encouraging us to do it the right way, not the wrong way. And so, of course, after my principal said, you guys need to know about this technology so it doesn't take you by surprise, I went to it and I said, write me a lesson plan about designers and architect. I asked it to write me a lesson plan, and dude, that thing did an hour and a half's worth of work and research for me. And then I got to look at that lesson plan and say, well, wait, that doesn't make sense. Let's change this. Okay, the AI didn't know that this would take 3 days, not 1 day.
Right.
Oh, how about if I did this instead of that? And then my students would be, and it allowed me in 10 minutes to make that a crazy, creative, wonderful lesson where I got to put my own spin on it, and it mentioned things that I hadn't thought of. And so it ended up creating this, through its help, it ended up allowing me to create a really deep lesson plan, very personal to my taste and my sensibilities. And it allowed me to do it in far less time than if I had to sit and do all of that tedious, boring stuff. And it improved the experience for my students. It allowed me to teach them more than I would have on my own. And I think that is the way that we've got to use this AI. And
Right. You're using it.
Image generators are a different thing. The data that it's pulling from to discover all of that stuff, to learn all of that stuff, that's a different issue.
Yeah, that's a completely separate issue. Yep. But what you're describing,
you should not be using it to write your poetry.
No,
we should not be using it to write our comic books.
No, not at all.
But it should be there writing contracts. It maybe should be there writing budgets and agreements that then we proofread and we look at. And it's my job as a teacher to make sure that my students know how to use that the right way. That's my ultimate job, especially now. And I think being fearful of any new technology or dismissive of it is going to prevent us humans from learning how to use it right and learning how to teach the next generation what we see from our porch, waving our walking stick at them saying, you teenagers don't understand, get off my lawn. Like,
everything you just said just now is you using it as a teacher, as a tool.
Yep.
You're not using it the way that a lot of other general people in the public are using it, like you mentioned with take an apple and a parrot and a Volkswagen VW Bug and make me an image. Like, no. That stuff is fun, kind of kitschy, kind of whatever. It's a fun little mashup thing. But like you said, you're not trying to make your lesson plan for you. You're trying to save yourself some time you're a teacher. You've been learning things. We've all been learning things our entire lives, but you specifically, Joe Reed, have been in education for years, not only just going to school to learn, but obviously going to school to teach others to learn, and teaching them that yes, AI is good if you use it this way.
Yes, Wikipedia is good if you use it this way.
Yeah.
You don't go write your book report using the paragraphs from Wikipedia. You go to Wikipedia to find the other sources to look at.
Yeah, exactly. All right, back to Radio Black.
Thank you so much, listeners, for going with us on that journey. I don't know if it's going to be edited out, but that was fun.
Oh, are you kidding me? No. AI will be a subject in a future podcast at some point.
Ultimately, the question is, especially with this panel where Marshall's arguing with the next generation and tossing insults at each other, will this book hold up in 20 years when the world looks totally different, or will it be a picture of its time? I'm going to say picture of its time. But that's another whole podcast I'd like to be on. Comic books as modern day mythology. And in 300 years, 500 years, people are going to look back at our comic books and be studying them in English classes like we study the Odyssey and Iliad.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the funny thing is that you mentioned like 20 years from now, all I can think of is a PlayStation 2 commercial. Came out, well, when the PlayStation 2 came out, but it was advertising the PlayStation 2. But it was this super virtual thing, and we found out it was the PS9, and it was, basically plugged into your head. And it was basically we all got Matrixed back in PS2 days, and it was advertising for the PlayStation 2. And I'm like, that's what the future is going to be. We're all going to have plugs in our heads. We're all going to be jacked into the Matrix. And,
I'm going to draw the line at putting computer parts in my body. That's where I'm going to draw my old man line.
Well, they drained a bunch of stuff out of my body, and I found out that I wasn't born with a piece of my brain. Of course, I found this out, 39 years after I was living, but I don't have robot parts in me yet.
Hey, I learned when you put a screw or a bolt or a knee replacement in there, you're officially an android.
There you go.
That's kind of cool. Radiant Black, everybody. Marshall is continuing to visit Nathan. Am I right?
Yes, every day.
All right, in the hospital while he's hooked up to his coma machine. Yeah. And I think it was right about now on this page where his parents come in and thank him for talking to him, and it's glad that you're doing something that matters, talking to your friend.
Yeah.
It was right about here that I called the ending.
Oh,
about where, how Nathan's going to wake up because
right.
Well, no, we don't know that yet. I mean, he's in a coma and
yeah.
It's people tend to wake up from sometimes. At this point, I was assuming he was going to wake up eventually because I thought it was really suspicious that the Radiant left him because he finger quotes died, but he didn't die. He's in a coma.
Yeah.
So I thought something was up with that. Like, if and when he wakes up, is the Radiant going to abandon Marshall and come back over here? But it was reading this panel that I figured out, not because they gave any clues, but I called it. I called what happens in the end.
Nice. So we get to the lovely police officers.
Oh, I love these guys.
I don't like I don't like you. You're probably mildly annoyed by me. We don't like you. Pigs rolling shit. No one ever accused them of having taste.
There's that strange mutual respect while they're dealing insults at each other. Like, hey, officer, citizen approaching in broad daylight. Don't be startled. Like, oh.
So you help me look better. I help you get promoted, just like before. What do you say? Nah. Call us if Nathan wakes up.
Cold-blooded.
That was day 8. I'm just going to say day 8. This is day 16. And the banner. Oh, my God.
That poor guy.
I'm sorry, but I did not stop the comic guy who was threatening our entire world, which you didn't even know about. You're welcome. Oh, but I did stop. I read that wrong. Okay. I'm sorry, but crash. Oh my God. Oh, come on. Crash, pow, crack. All right, fine. In your defense, these roads should have been salted. Yes, they should have been salted.
Yes, and here, gosh, I love it. It's still kind of again, I feel like I had my idea ripped out from under me. Like, that's part of the fun of this book, is that he wants to be a hero but isn't sure how to do it and is kind of screwing it up, and he's not even sure how to talk to the public or talk to the police to make things cool. I would say if I were a superhero, whatever my powers were, understanding that I would be working extrajudicially, I would try to make friends with an officer of the law to utilize my powers in a way. I think that's a good approach in a world where nobody's going to like Batman.
Absolutely.
Because he's a vigilante.
Yeah. Now, it's funny because I'm going to say this here now, even though we are an hour into this podcast. I meant to say it at the beginning. This will be released in the past, June 28th, so a day ago from when we're actually recording this. But currently here in the Midwest, in a lot of towns and a lot of cities between Indiana, Michigan, and a few other places, Illinois, we are under, because of what's going on with the fires up in Canada, we are under a really extremely horrible air quality level. I'm just going to check it right now because...
Blame Canada.
Stop it. No,
we know it's not Canada's fault, but there are some nasty wildfires up there, and I woke up yesterday and peeked outside, and it was thick. Like the end of my block, which is not that far away, I could see the haze. We got in the car, and there's this lovely giant hill that we drive down, and we can overlook the city, the whole of the downtown with tall buildings, and we could not see the tall buildings. It's less than a mile away. Yeah. It was bad yesterday. How's your air quality today?
So right now we are in the red. Yesterday we were in the purple. I am going by the app Air Now from the EPA. Oh man.
Yeah, EPA told us yesterday that we should be wearing KN95 masks if we're going to be outside for any length of time.
Yeah, you should. So, it's funny because overnight we were super in the purple as far as like very, very, very unhealthy kind of thing. Currently, Anderson, Indiana is at a 168 in the red. Grand Rapids, Michigan. You guys are at 210 in the purple. So
Shoot.
Close your windows, close your doors, hide your kids, hide your wives. Like
turn the fans on.
Turn the fans on.
Change your filter and your
change your air doctor filter. Yeah, change everything. Make sure you're having clean air. Do not have if you don't have to leave your domicile, house, apartment, whatever you live in, don't. If you're in any affected areas. This message brought to you by Air Now from the EPA on the Google and Apple stores. Back to Radiant Black with the snow and the salts, and the streets weren't salted. We get to day 30, so I like this. We jump from 4, 8, 16, 32. Interesting. Seriously, what are we doing with these bath bombs? Selling them. They're not selling, and you ordered how many? I'm buried in bay leaf. But we should at least give him some props for trying, right? Trying to do what? Murder people on 355? It was a 10-car pileup because of his stupid sign. 10 cars! If only. Excuse me, Marshall? He's got this, like... the biggest case of side-eye. I know it's the way they're drawing it, and I know back in 2021 and 2022, I mean, I don't know when people started using the term side-eye, but seriously, he's looking out of the corner of his eye, and you happen to get a lunch break, and this is Satomi. So what, you come to admire your handiwork? Why would I want to? No, come on. I just thought we should talk. Why would I want to talk to you? And she says, you told Wendell that things were fine. No, that's not what I said. I said fine for now, meaning I won't kill you for now, even though I absolutely should kill you for what you did. Hey, come on. Just come on. Look. We all got off on the wrong foot, okay? I never should have hit him when I first showed up. I should have taken his car or his mail or something, or absorbed my phone. You took his mail? Question mark. It was just one of those junk loan offers, like those fix anything. It had his address. Look, the bottom line is, there's a lot I regret, and I came to say I'm sorry. You're going to have to do a lot better than that, Satomi. This is Nathan. Hey, Nathan. It's nice to meet you.
Aw.
Negative 6547.
So we're flashing back to teenage years.
I guess? I don't know.
Totally.
Okay.
They're talking about like a live-action comic movie that's going to get made and who they'd cast in that, showing the origin of their friendship.
Wizard. Oh, man.
Poor Wizard magazine. Yeah, I remember that.
When that used to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. You cracked the spine on mine last month. I got you a copy.
Oh, gosh. Well, it's been an ongoing joke. I handed a comic to my wife. It was probably that Ninja Turtles issue 5. I handed it to her to read it, and she sits in the chair. Oh, okay. And she takes the front cover of it and puts it all the way around the back. And I'm like, holy crap, Jenny. I told you that was worth money. What? No, that breaks the glue right here. You can't do that. And I told her how to hold the comic book by cradling it in your hand, and you don't ever press those pages flat. And now she makes a joke about it every time I hand it.
One of these days, we're going to have Jenny on one of these shows, because I don't think she sounds like that at all. I've never heard her voice, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't sound like your imitation.
No, that's also a lovely joke.
Well, y'all have been married for decades, so, you know.
Yep.
That's an absolutely insane idea, and we're absolutely fucking doing it. And we go back to 065. And this is the glitch guy versus Radiant Black.
Who's this in the? Yeah, wait a minute. Who's the guy in the? Oh, I remember.
It's Doppler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Doppler, like the sound dude from Cowl. So. Yeah, whatever. Don't respect what came before. Cool. And so, yeah. But as long as I'm around, we're going to seriously monitor this knockoff situation. You have my word. It's now my mission to be here in case this dick-ass ever shows her face. Oh, Lord. Although I have a feeling after this SmackDown today, we won't be hearing pun absolutely intended from her again anytime soon. Day 66.
Seriously? Trying it the day after.
The very next day. Now you're just trying to make me look like an asshole. Day 90. Your parents resent you. Do you know how many baths we'd have to take? Look at all those bath bombs. Good Lord. Marshall at the bar. It's a sound app that scores your life. Yeah, I can get a big iced coffee. Hold the sweetener. Hey, this might be weird, but your armor's kind of dope. Working to serve you again soon. Ember's Tap House. Looks like it's closed.
So nobody is making any comments about where all of these super-powered bad guys are coming from. They all have suits. They're not Radiant suits, but they're something.
They're something.
We're going to figure that out later, but it is awfully strange.
Hey, Marshall, your mom around? Why would you order more? It's an investment. Shift. More like downshift. Stuck in neutral. Broken clutch. Stall. Also, how the hell are there so many people with helmets and powers?
Oh, there he goes.
Somebody should look into that. Day 160. Back to the hospital. Hello? Oh, hi, Marshall. And she didn't say, oh, hi, I did that, but she's like, sniff, hi, Marshall. I should have called you sooner. It's not like Nathan and I stayed friends. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm sorry, JJ. You guys were together a while. If I had been thinking straight. It's okay. I'm glad I got to come now and seems like there hasn't been too much of a change. Oh, he's got a way drier wit really coming along as a straight man now. He barely twitches when I talk. Huh. How often are you there? I try to make it for at least an hour, a week, a day. Wow.
Good for him.
There's important stuff to keep the man abreast of, like his ex-girlfriend planning to fly in. Oh, you told him. Of course I told him. A guy needs a heads up if his ex is coming to town. Although if anything was going to snap him out of it, the shock of you here might have had a shot. You've always looked out for him, haven't you? Somebody had to. That's sweet. He's lucky. Not everyone has someone like that. You mean not everyone has their own designated fan club? Huh, I think I solved it. Solved what? Oof, I'm gonna be late for work. There? Yup. Oh, I wasn't complaining. Day 175. We get Radiant Black. Oh my God, he's
Radiant Black off duty in a Hawaiian shirt, talking to the
Circle Guy News. Oh man, what do you think of this?
This cracked me up. He tried to make a deal to work with the cops, trying to make a deal to work with these guys. How can we be impartial if we're working with you? What do we get out of it? Access? I meant financially.
Yeah. It's shit. You want us to turncoat for shit? We can't be an independent news outfit if we're selling your merch. Take us flying. Literally, never happening. You can just hover us. Wait, so you and the red one are cool now? It's complicated. Look, it's not selling out if it's for a good cause. Sorry, how is this a good cause, and what actually is the cause? A real argument could be made that you're causing more problems than you're solving, especially if the rumor about where all this villain tech, I will give you a percentage and follow you on Twitter.
One extra follow.
Yes. And then this is where we get at the time in issue 9, Radiant Black plus Circle Guy News team up for the Radiant Black welcome box, now with bonus bath bomb. It has the QR code, the best way to welcome me to your neighborhood, Radiant Black. And it has the QR code, which you scanned in.
Which I scanned. I know I don't. I'm a smart old fart. I know not to scan random QR codes, but I figured since this one was in a book with a legitimate company on the outside cover, I thought I'd give it a shot. And it brings you right to the Radiant Black merch page.
Yep.
Very, very clever, Radiant Black people.
Yes, absolutely. At the time, because this is issue 9. At the time when you did this, you could go to there and you could spend $50 or $60 or however many dollars after shipping it is and whatever else, and get the Radiant Black box. And in the Radiant Black box, if I remember correctly, without actually looking at the website, because I kind of have the box right next to me, you have a bath bomb, which I do not have a bathtub, so I cannot. I can just have it sit here on my desk and
I think it's. I read what it was.
Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids. It comes with a bag, like the standard. It's not standard, but you know what I mean, like a tote bag kind of thing. What is in here? Is there anything left in here? Did I leave anything in here? Oh, it's just the things they put in bottoms of things to keep it fresh. But it's a nice Radiant Black tote bag kind of thing. It also came with a Radiant Black blacklight. It came with the Radiant Black text translation. So...
Oh yeah, they're not even telling me about that stuff on the website. I'm looking for it here. There was some surprise in there.
Oh yeah, there was lots of cool stuff. There was a where is it? It's somewhere around. It was a Radiant Black USB drive with a bunch of cool things at the time, a bunch of cool images, things, and yeah, no. But really, seriously, the coolest thing about this box is the box itself, because it's just super, super cool. It's all white for being a Radiant Black box, but you know, it is what it is. And then obviously the bath bomb.
I have searched eBay and the website. It appears as though they are all gone everywhere. Like
yeah.
So like I was trying to find it to buy it.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna have to sell you theirs or something, because they're not gonna. Yeah.
Really, I just want the black light, but I have black lights. I have enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man! All right, where are we in issue 9? Oh yeah, so we're at the Radiant Black, the QR code.
Day 224.
Yep, day 224. Elizabeth Beckett had nowhere to go, so she moved back home. There she was, a dame to kill for if you were looking for a reason to kill. But while home may be where the heart is for Elizabeth Beckett, it was also where her best friend lived. The kind of friend who'd do anything for her if she was a dame, too. So Marshall is now writing Nathan's book.
Poorly.
Yes, poorly. But Elizabeth was also haunted by the past, claustrophobic, paranoid, with faltering grasp on reality. And she could never get the Venice blinds lighting right. Oh man, I actually dig this. This is cool. This is you know, at least he's trying. Okay, his best friend's in a coma. He can't do anything about that. At least not yet, anyway.
Yeah, he's trying to live Nathan's life.
Yeah, he's trying to understand. Yeah, it's kind of like, and I haven't even seen it yet. I don't know if I'm going to see it because I really don't want to purchase it. I don't even want to pay money to rent it. It's kind of like Clerks 3. Randall has a heart attack, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, I'll never not say Nathan is Dante and Marshall is Randall. And then all of a sudden, boo! Ah, what the hell? Miss me? Dude, That's what you think Elizabeth would do? Honestly, that's kind of amazing. I totally should have thought of that. I'm dreaming, aren't I? Yeah, this place was destroyed, and you? I'm dreaming, aren't I? Yup. I wish I wasn't. I know, me too, but that's not the way life works. I know you're hurting, but it's okay, man, really. Everything is going to be fine. You're going to be fine, I promise. So the ghost of Nathan.
Basically. Yeah, see, I don't think he was dreaming. I think this was like I looked at this and said, "Oh, wait a minute." Mm-hmm. I think he told him what he needed to hear.
Yeah. And then day 239. Oh, they're saying it's time. Day 240.
The kids notice that Marshall's not on the porch to harass him.
Yep.
Because I think they're insinuating that it's time to pull the plug on Nathan.
Yeah. Though it'd be good to see you around more, Cowell sure misses you. Cowell's not what it used to be, what it was supposed to be. Well, nothing ever is. Truer words were never... Damn it. God damn it. Fucking damn it. Whoa. It's okay. Dude, it's all good. Sob, why, Sob? Why does this have to happen? I don't want to. I know. But hey, look at that. You were right. It didn't end up being Ralph Fiennes. It takes a minute for the right person to land the role. God damn it. That's the most you line ever. You want to go for a walk? Oh, man. This is what I love about issue. Like, I remember issue 9's, and we'll get to the cover gallery in a while, folks, because even though there are 12 issues here, we really haven't gotten through a lot of this. But I remember when issue 9 came out, and it was the main cover was Marshall in the radiant black suit with Nathan walking beside him, and you see them their backs are facing the cover, so it's them from. They're walking away from us kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ooh, Nathan. I remember, because I didn't know a damn thing. Like, ooh, Nathan, yay. And just seeing them walk through Chicago here, walk through Lockport and all that stuff is just so freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get back to the hospital, and we'll be asking a series of questions once the breathing tube is out, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And then Marshall remembers something. Elizabeth, can you hand me the scissors? Wait. Hold on. I know I have it. Wait, put it back. What? He's there. There's still a chance. He's still alive. I can save him. Stop it. Just stop it. Jesus Christ, Marshall. Marshall, lower your voice. I'm going to need to ask you to leave. Blah, blah, blah. So Marshall, God damn it, runs out of the room. He's alive, isn't he? Talk to me, you son of a bitch. The writing dream, the line about Elizabeth Beckett moving home. Nathan wrote that back in December. I just pulled it up, the story. It's right there, but I never read it. How the hell did I dream it word for word if I had never read it?
Yep.
Which he's actually speaking.
That one's a curse word.
Yeah,
I checked that one.
Okay, good. I know you can hear me. They pulled him off life support. If there's a chance to save him, we have to do it right now. God damn it, show yourself. All right, fine. We'll do it the hard way. Stands in front of a train.
Balls.
Okay, I know this isn't this, and I forget who I said I wanted to do this movie with, but eventually I do want to cover on a different show, Throw Mama from the Train. And this reminds me of Throw Mama from the Train just because it's Throw Marshall from the train, even though he's not on the train, but obviously he's...
Throw the train onto Marshall.
Yeah, there you go. You don't want to talk? Cool. But I'm not getting off these tracks until we do. Woo, woo. God damn it, if I die, it absolutely affects you. Woo, woo. Maybe somebody worse than me bonds with this goddamn thing. Hello, Marshall.
Yeah.
He's alive, isn't he? He's in there with you. Can we save him? How do we do it? It is possible you will not succeed. What does that mean? There is only truth in existence. To attempt this will come at great cost. Are you prepared to lose everything? Some things change, but the important things never do. Let's fucking go. And we have this cool shot of the train with the radiant above it, and zoop, disappears. And that's how issue 9 ends. Thoughts?
That's what I called. I figured out he was in there, and I don't know why he's in there. I don't know what the I don't know, the robot inside or existence or something gets to gain from it, but we'll figure that out later, I'm sure.
Oh, we'll probably figure that out in chapter 10 because, and I am just absolutely curious. I don't think this is going to work. No, it doesn't. Damn it.
It does not work in my trade does not look like it's blacklight infused.
No, you have to get the specific issue of the edition of issue 10,
which I'm hoping my store has.
Yeah. I was hoping for some stupid reason that I could use my lovely little blacklight, my large little blacklight here on my phone. To just shine it on my phone. Nope. It's because of what they did with issue 10 with the special edition version of it. It's blacklight, colors, pages, everything about it is it's I wish I could freaking find my copy. I mean, I have my copy of issue 24 here, but we're not there yet.
And this is the issue that taught me to just go on the ride. Because in this world, which they're calling existence, this is like a different plane. This is like fourth and fifth dimension stuff. And they do what they can to show it in this two-dimensional flat comic book form. But this would be like glowing in black light, neon, 3D. This is the scene where the little guy comes up in the bottom of the screen and says, "Put on your 3D glasses now." And after this issue, I'm hoping we get to see this in the theater someday. I hope they make this live action CG something.
Again, like I mentioned in episode 525, I want this in traditional, I don't want this in like 3D animated, or I want it in traditional animation. And yes, you are absolutely 100% right. We need it in blacklight, in cartoon form, on the big screen.
Yep. Like I think the main issue should be live action, but as soon as this happens, it goes bizarre, sideways.
Yeah.
Because this is not normal. Initially, it reads very much like Tron 2.
Yeah, Tron Legacy. Yep.
Mixed with Doctor Strange. Worlds, three-dimensional, interpenetrating planes, moving. But it's cool. And, of course, the robot is talking in riddles the whole time.
Of course he is.
To attempt this will come at great cost. You will not succeed. Yeah. It's these parentheticals that are happening at the same time.
I love those.
Yep.
I love it.
Because in my head, those things are getting said at the same time. The voices are overlapping.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Karen always used to love using parentheses and writing at times, and just, absolutely. Yeah, this is so freaking cool. So the robot sends him on this journey, and this is one, like, I remember when I got my Radiant Black Box. I remember when I got issue. I'm not going to stop the podcast. I'm not going to get up and have to edit out you hearing me rumble through my entire hallway closet to find the damn thing. But
unless you want to, sure?
Yeah, okay. Because
it's running long.
It's not that it's running long. I don't really care. But like, I I remember when I first got this, and even though back then I didn't have the giant blacklight flashlight I have now, I have the little keychain, which the keychain was more than fine to check out the blacklight on the book. I love the little blacklight Radiant Black keychain. I'm not disparaging that at all. But man, I've never done drugs in my life, and I have never had more of a weird-ass blacklight acid trip in my life than reading that physical issue with the blacklight.
Mm-hmm.
It's so freaking cool. Hey, if I can find my issue, I might just mail it to you so you don't have to.
I'll have it purchased before the end of the
day. Oh, man. That's hilarious.
I find it.
So this is kind of like all over the place. We have the giant robot. We have, to attempt this will come at great cost. You will, like you said, you will not succeed. Yeah, you mentioned that. Will you reconsider? You will die. He's my best friend. If there's a chance to save him, I'll go wherever. I'll do whatever I have to. I'll hit whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Understood. And yeah. Wait, what? You're not coming? I cannot follow beyond this space. Do not despair. You will surely die, but you will not be alone. Remember, Marshall, there is only truth in existence. Right.
And as he touches the black hole,
it's
teleported across space and time. And I look at this scene like it's the faster than light scene from 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yep.
Like I see that, and then he lands in another place where the colors are completely different, the style is completely different, and he's met by what are we calling this guy? Glitch?
Yeah, I think everybody calls him Glitch. Welcome to existence.
So that's where he got pulled when the hands reached out and grabbed him.
Yep. Are you kidding me? I already dealt with you. No, your robot acquaintance did. Then we made a deal, he and I. You are here to attempt the impossible, to navigate existence and retrieve your friend. I will guide you to truth. When you fail, I will retrieve the Radiant. Oh, so you can sync with it and get more dope powers? No goddamn way. Even if I was going to die, which obviously I wasn't, now I'm going to make sure I don't, just so you never come near this thing. I have no interest in syncing, only protecting the Radiant. You have no hope in existence. Man, I love this book, and I know I'm reading it verbatim on this podcast, and it's taking us forever, but Jesus, it's just so good.
And this is where, like, I can't tell what side this guy's on, what his goals are, and what they're talking about, and I just kind of let go and go on the ride with it. They're speaking in riddles, and obviously they know what's going on, and the creators know what's going on, but we're just getting those glimpses, like if we stuck our head underwater and expected to understand how the fish are talking to each other. It's overwhelming and different. Very, very cool, though.
Yep. The sunless shore, keep your wits. There could be all manner of... blah, blah, blah. That's probably a bunch of curse words. Take stock before we go any further. Sorry, what do we have to do before we go any further? If you don't pay attention, you will die. You already told me I'm going to die. This place is alive and sentient and only cares about one thing, truth. Sorry, I can't keep this straight. Are we talking about the idea or the place? Hello, Marshall. Welcome to existence. Nathan's on fire.
Yeah, and see, I'm asking questions like, why did the Radiant pull him in here? Why is he in existence? Does this Nathan know what existence is? When he leaves, does Radiant know what existence is? So I have so many questions, and I'm not going to find out yet.
I'm pretty sure, this is I don't think it's Nathan, but it's the robot or something. I don't know. And, oh man, starting on this page when the fiery Nathan shows up, and going forward is when my brain just went all acid trippy, because we get to like page 95, I don't know, 3 pages from now. So this page where Nathan shows up, the next page where they're all kind of like fighting and whatever else, and then the next page is the yellow and pink page and orange and this giant version of Nathan. It's so good, but it's so much of this is beyond 70s psychedelic, like the 1970s psychedelic stuff and all this. That ain't got nothing on this. This is like psychedelia overload. And
this is very. I'm glad that this came out years ago, and that this looks like the Spider-Verse, where they're tripping through all these different things, and it's not just a different style of animation. They're mixing everything. Whoa, hey, this black and yellow world. Wait, I've got pink on me. And it's very flat silhouettes, and everything changes from scene to scene. It's such a cool way to do the work. I want to see this in motion. I want to see the Spider-Verse people animate it.
That would be awesome. That would be great. So we have the page where the giant Nathan is like, there is only truth, and you're lying. There's only truth in existence. And Marshall, what are you doing? And it's all these panels, but if you obviously you probably see it as maybe a 1 or a 2 page. It's a giant panel of the radiant symbol. That's broken. Like, as they're doing all these powerful things with the energies, the way the art is, it's a giant radiant symbol. That is so freaking cool.
Yep. There was another page earlier where you had to rotate it to read all of the text.
Yeah.
I don't know how guided reading does that, but
it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Yep. So I flipped the book around, and it's made me really feel like we're in a fourth dimensional space. We're in some place where we don't have the ability to perceive what's happening the right way, because we just don't have the equipment.
Yeah. And again, why I initially wanted, besides the fact that the issue 10 was blacklight, why I initially wanted issue 10 in physical form, specifically because I knew it was blacklight. I didn't know what was in store, but I figured because it is special. And I remember, like you just did, flipping it around, and then having to read it all upside right and left, and it's so cool. So we then go to the Sea of Orange or whatever, and we have blah blah blah, blah here. Pant. Okay, you're okay. Just keep going.
and at this point, I'm just afraid he is going to die. Like, I don't want to trade Marshall for Nathan. More radiant text. Why are you here? There is only truth in existence. Why are you here? And only in a few moments do we finally figure out what that means.
Yes. And again, the colors and just everything, just so good. And Marshall says, "I don't know. I thought I did, but I didn't. But I don't. Do you know why I'm here?" "Yes, so do you. My best friend is still alive. Wherever you have him, he needs to come back. Please, I just want to save my friend." "Why?" "Because I care about him. I love him." "Stop lying." "I'm not lying. There is only truth in existence. He deserves this, not me. Why?" And again, reading this under the black light was so cool. This specific, it was so cool. He did it. His life has a purpose. He's actually chasing a dream. He moved on. Moved on from what? from his hometown, from his family, from me. You? And he should have. I'm nothing. I've done nothing. Why? Because I'm a slacker? I don't know. Because I'm not enough, okay? I am not enough. Why are you here? Because I hate him. I hate Nathan. No, I don't hate him. I hate what he shows me shows me is possible. What he is, what I'm not. I hate me. And then loud scream with another panel that just is amazing under the black light. It really is.
Yeah, these fractal wave patterns.
Yeah. And that's such a, like, I was like, wait, did Doppler show up? Because really, these look like the sound, how sound waves are projected in comics and pages and on TV. Like, it looks like one of those. It's a combination of sound waves, and I hate to say this, but 1970s Aquaman telepathic.
Oh, yeah.
From the cartoon. Oh, my God, Aquaman. Fuck you. You might think that's true, but it's not the truth. You're not nothing. It's you. It's really you? Sort of, yeah, I guess. So we have this whole exchange with the two of them. I'm afraid.
Yeah, these panels.
Yeah, you can do this. I can't. Of course you can. I know it. How? How do you possibly know this? Because there's only truth in existence. They hug it out, and we see the portal home, and, well, let's go home. And I love the final panel, like the final few panels here as they're going into the portal. I think my favorite is the first one when Radiant Black kind of looks like, he's not Radiant Pink, but there's a pink outline on him and there's an orange outline on Nathan. And then it just gets weirder and weirder as they finally get back to their normal colors. It's been one hell of an adventure. You said it, man. And holy crap.
Chapter 11, Awake. And this is why I'm saying, like, I thought they were telling him he had to die. He doesn't seem dead yet.
He doesn't seem dead yet. And damn, chapter 10 was just so good. Just so good, so fun, so just... That is a feat in comic book art.
Yep. Yeah,
Every single artist, letterers, people who draw it, the inkers, all of you artists that are working at Image Comics or for Image Comics that worked on Radiant Black issue number 10, 17 million thumbs up, because holy crap. And like I've been saying this whole time, looking at it under a black light changes the percent. As cool as it looks without a black looking, oh my brain. Issue 10 is pretty much the old, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
This is your brain on comics.
Yeah. Any questions? Yeah. Like, issue 10, you were talking about earlier about how things we were talking about how things may or may not hold up, or things should be in a thing of their time. This thing there needs to be a supersized version of this in museums. There needs to be a Radiant Blacklight for any issue that they do Blacklight. I have not read issue 24. I probably have read issue 24, but I haven't really dug into it kind of thing. But any Blacklight comic book issue that Radiant Black does, it needs to be a whole exhibit, a whole wing in whatever museum that, if I want somebody to build me a building that is just for a comic book museum, so Radiant Black can have its own Blacklight wing, because
it kind of it disappoints me in a happy way that there's probably not physical art to hang up on a wall. Like these pages weren't penciled and then inked in traditional ink. They're likely
it's special,
yeah, digital from here from one step on. But what I'm getting from that page and from this book is that there's something interesting going on at Image. And Image Comics as a whole got its start, or its theme, its direction was, these are comics where the creator owns the character. It's not DC, it's not Marvel, where these people are writing people that the big corporations own. This book is any media. When I love the media more, it's because I can see the evidence of the artist or the creator in love with what they're writing. And I see how much love for the characters the creator of this book has. And with issues like that, especially wanting to take it to a place where we haven't quite seen comics happening. And maybe I haven't read enough comics, but yeah, this is probably the first Blacklight kind of issue. They're trying something new. They're breaking down barriers and walls, and it's all done with this love and sensitivity for these characters that I know that continue to grow on me. I did not like Marshall after the first trade. Yeah. I liked Marshall after this. Nathan was Nathan. I didn't care. He was kind of, not having a good time and lazy or stuck behind writer's block. That's not an interesting place to be. But now I like Nathan, and I'm glad that I guess so far maybe have wakened Nathan up. But I like these characters. It took 1 2/3 of a trade to make me really start to care about this book and see how much the writers and the artists care about these characters in this book. Like, this is their passion project. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Like you said, 11 awake. Lockport, Illinois. Marshall's house. Home. That's convenient. Oh. Nathan runs out of his house. All these so he's been gone. He disappeared for like 2 weeks or however. They'll say in a moment how long he's been gone, but all these packages, he trips over the damn packages in the rain. Oof. And he runs to the hospital. Sir, if you're looking for the emergency room, don't. Just Nathan.
Where's Nathan?
He's being worked on in physical therapy. Nathan? ? Hey, look who it is. Ah, damn it. Careful, Mr. Burnett. Can I take a quick break? I need to catch up with my friend. Of course. Gosh, what a blessing to have so many people looking out for you. Dude, where have you been? What? Nowhere. I mean, nowhere else. I came straight here. Where is everyone? And like, Jesus, they don't mess around when they say start PT immediately. Marshall, I woke up. Oh, it's been 6 weeks. I woke up 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks? So we get all that. He checks his phone and all. You okay? The robot did say time worked differently. You talked to the robot? Yeah. There's so much we got to catch up on. Like, do you even know about the glitchy guy or the other ones? Red's maybe not as awful as we thought. Pink is cool. Yellow sucks. Right. Sorry. We don't, have to talk about all of that if you don't want to, if it's weird. Nah, man, it's cool. I'm happy for you. I'm just tired and... Okay, so they were out of the coconut, but I think you're going to what? Oh, Marshall, hello. I haven't heard from you in a while. Hi, Mrs. Burnett. Yeah, well, how's it going? Since we last saw you, when we thought Nathan was dying and you decided to... Fine, we're doing fine. Nathan, honey, we'll give you some time. Bye, Marshall. And I've been telling her that you must have had a good reason to leave, but she's not buying it. Well, thanks for trying. I have my back. At least I could do. Well, maybe the most I can do now. Oh, shit, what? Nobody knows where I went. Fail, fail, fail. George, you startled me. Sorry, Dr. Wonga, or Wong. I don't know how to. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing that. So this is the Doppler guy. This is the Doppler chick, right?
I forgot about Doppler, and this little jump here from Nathan and Marshall to her, like, wait, what's going on? And then I had to read a bit to figure it out, but
yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, really sorry. I know I messed up here, but I didn't do it on purpose. I had to leave, and it was legit for a super important. Some people thought you might have, wishful thinking. I'm sorry, is no one gonna talk about her late fees? You left your dog here. Marshall, you're out. Leave now. Fine, I don't need this bullshit. You run this place into the ground without me. I can't wait. Okay, totally sorry to interrupt the heist, the hissy fit, but is now maybe actually the perfect time for a killer job offer? So this is Radiant Pink coming out of one of her portals. Remember Doppler? Choo-choo. Soundcheck, fake Kyle fan. Eva, seriously, how could you forget? How could I forget? She's really been on one. She's branched out into Indiana and Wisconsin and even a third Midwest town in Michigan. Hey!
I live there.
Yeah.
So this is when they start talking about Midwest Michigan, Lake Michigan, all that stuff. I start asking, like, I wonder where the creator's from. I haven't looked that up yet, but I bet they're reasonably local.
Probably. Well, Kyle Higgins is originally from Chicago, Illinois. Joe Clark lives in, I think Joe still is in Chicago. Kyle currently is out in LA as far as I know. But, I mean, Midwesterners got to stick with Midwesterners, right? Yeah. Like, it's all between Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, all that stuff. So you want me to be your Andy Richter? Try again. Like I'm not 100 years old.
Dated reference. Ouch.
You need help? Well, not per se, but I was thinking, A, Satomi still has bad guy on her Twitter, and B, Wendell is old, but C, we could introduce your character to the channel with a matchup against an old nemesis. We live stream the whole quest, the search, the confrontation, the rehashing of old wounds. Hell, we could even make the fight a Patreon exclusive. At this point, do we know that she's a streamer? Yes, she mentioned it in the. There was it issue 7 or 8 where she was streaming from her Radiant Pink costume. Okay. And there was a point where she said, "Okay, Pinkies, that's all for this stream. Gotta sign off for." Like I remember, yeah. So we do know she is a streamer. I don't even like tequila. So they go. Well, no. So yeah, Marshall says I don't even like tequila, and we cut to. Okay, so obviously we're going to do a video about fireproofing the mannequin. The mannequin shouldn't fireproofing. The mannequin shouldn't catch on fire. Yeah, I'm gonna try another vendor. So I believe these are the villains. Yeah, these are the guys who found that. Right. Alien shipping container with all the tech in it. Right. Okay. Yeah. And that's where all the people with the suits have been coming from. Yep. Like, oh, I got it now. Yep. And this is where Doppler is and all that. And yeah, so cool. So very, very awesome. I never thought I'd be able to play again. I am the lucky one. And yeah. So then we get to them going off and Radiant, and we get the stream, and it literally looks like a Twitch stream. Like, I love this comic series is so cool with the way that they adapt, like, from writing day and you know, the whole computer screen thing with the blank screen and all that, to now, you know, showing like an actual Twitch stream in a comic. It's so freaking cool. I know I sound like a moron saying that because I don't want to say anybody could do this, but seriously, they have such cool stuff that they do in this comic.
Yeah, and I think also with this here, this book doesn't need to be timeless. That's not a virtue. It doesn't have to be the goal that your comic is timeless. This is very clearly a snapshot of right now and who Radiant Pink is. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, that was a question I had when I was reading in the beginning, and here I get to a point where, like, no, this is what it's supposed to be. Yep. It's a relevant story for now, and it'll be a picture of what it was like to be alive now. And I like that it's what it's like to be alive now from several different perspectives. It's from the millennial perspective. I mean, you and I fall into the very first possible year to be a millennial, where we are slightly disconnected from the youth today that stream and do this stuff. It's neat. It's a well-written book in that way.
I still think of myself as a Gen Xer only because millennial just seems like anyone that was born after 1999 to me, but that's just me because that was the end of the old millennium and 2000 was the beginning of the new millennium, kind of. We are in that weird spot where I remember black and white TVs. Yeah, me too.
I remember record albums.
Me too. Yep.
But I also remember being able to connect to the internet on a 14.4 modem through my phone line where you can't pick up the phone. And I remember a world before Google, but I also know how to use Google properly. You know, so we are bridging that gap.
Yeah.
Yours and my generation, and that makes us different from millennials and Gen Xers. Gen Xers, in my imagination, they are more fearful of technology, not to a great degree. I mean, they did grow up with the Jetsons and watching that, but they're not going to be watching a Twitch stream.
Yeah, we didn't have video phones until way later.
Oh, yeah.
The Jetsons is fantasy land. Oh man. So
I love this book for what it is. It's such
absolutely. Mars Cheese Castle. So we get to later.
I drove by that not long ago when I went to the MGC gaming convention in Milwaukee. I think we drove by that castle on the highway.
Very cool. At the Possum Wanter, wow, what an unfortunate name, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, said at Radiant Pink, is that the guy you're looking for? No. Where the? Oh, come on! The Possum Wanter saw her here. Hey. What are you? No. The Possum Watcher was right. Funny how we keep meeting this way. And again, I'm actually looking at this and I'm reading it, you know, for the podcast and on the podcast sometimes, all the time, but I've always loved sound more than visuals. I love being able to hear things. Like, I think I said this in episode 525 when we talked about Volume 1. I would, if it's a TV show that I've, like, watched a million times, like any of the true crime shows, like Forensic Files, I have seen every single episode of all 14 seasons of Forensic Files more times than I've been alive, kind of thing. So I know, like, I can tell you within 2 seconds of what Peter Thomas, the narrator, is saying, like, which case it is and who is actually going to be going to jail. Like you were saying, how you kind of saw the end of the other issue. I can tell you within 5 seconds of any episode of Forensic Files being on which case it is and all that. And I just love seeing sound waves. Like, I love that, a sound villain. You just don't get it. Boom. No, I didn't mean to. Why was that? Go, 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 go. More explosions, more of this, more of that. Yeah. Are you an angel? No, ma'am. I'm a millennial. That's funny. You have eyes on Doppler. Lost her, but we totally have a lead. How do you know it's her car? Does this look like the kind of car you'd steal? Buddy, think bigger and look for clues. She's a student. She's a this, she's a that. So they figure. So again, more and more. Gimme. Oh, geez, has she ever closed has she ever closed an app? Got a name?
I love that. Yeah. Old people problem.
Yeah, exactly. Anna Rana, 2 silent J's. Oh, okay. Well, that's one way to read it. Looks like musician. She has a SoundCloud. RB, check it out. What am I looking at? Epic Front. They're like life hacker brand channel. They make videos to show you how to make things in your life more epic. That glitch remind you of anyone? Oh boy, here we go. No. Get out of here. The news is just one big loop of you blowing up those old guys. Oh boy. So we have this fight. We have her kind of powering up and...
Now, yes. Where he's the bad guy's accusing her of, like, you're making us look bad because you blew up those old guys with the power that we charged you with, and she's talking about no, it wasn't the battery. That's another hint, and they've dropped 3 of them in this trade where I think the other guys, the other Radiant team, can feed off of Radiant Black's energy, like Glitch feeds off of all of their energy.
Right.
And that's like a one-way thing. So I think he accidentally supercharged her like he charged Radiant Pink to do the teleporting super far away. And there is something interesting about Radiant Black being possibly different from the other 3.
Yeah.
And because Radiant Black, when he supercharges, he grows the cape. The cape, talk about that. So I'm just interested in seeing what those little cookie crumbs are.
Yeah.
Breadcrumbs. Yeah. That's the metaphor.
Breadcrumbs, cookie crumbs. It's all kind of crumbs. Jesus, that hurts my ears. What? No, Stone Cold is not Radiant Black, folks. What? Now you're going to get it. Are they really going to try this? Yup. What? Wait. I did all this for you? I just wanted to play again. You wanted to play? Oh, this line. Lately over on the Toy Podcast, I haven't been closing the show with this, but I kind of want to because I want to make it sound more sinister. But remember in Toy Story when Sid tries looking at Woody and Woody's like, so remember, kids, play nice. And it's the first time Sid sees Woody, and Sid just like the whole play nice thing. I'm like, I need to make that a thing that I work into my podcast intros and outros, and because I just love that. So he says, play nice. And Doppler is just crying and crying and crying. Well, this doesn't feel right. All right, stream. Justice served. That's it for me, Pinkies. Logging off. Please don't. Go. Stop breaking the law. So they let her go, essentially. They give her a break. And Pink and Black kind of discuss / argue about this. And this feels right more and more. Right feels hard to find. Oh, hey, JJ, how have you been? Okay.
They're still giving him the cold shoulder because he was gone for 6 weeks.
Yep. Despite my best efforts, everybody's still mad at you for disappearing. Well, except for your job. I fixed that. You did?
Mm-hmm.
So, Nathan wants some sleep somehow, and Marshall tells him about, he says, so see you tomorrow. Wouldn't be anywhere else. Oh, and if you're having a hard time sleeping, I found a SoundCloud you might dig. And it's the Doppler SoundCloud, and we see Nathan just with his earbuds in and the music kind of coming out of it, and all of a sudden, hello, Nathan.
The Radiant's talking to Nathan in his head.
Yep. Holy crap.
I'm going to go look up that artist on SoundCloud.
You might have to search Radiant Black, but I'm not sure if I don't know if she is actually on. That would be cool though if she was, just to be able to. Again, anything these creators do that I can get my hands on, if it's music or if it's what, like music so far, we have the Radiant song from Crisis Couture. Sam Ewing, I forgot it earlier. Sam Ewing is the composer to the Radiant Black score that I had sent you, the instrumental for the first 6 issues. What did I say? I hate when I say You people, stop making me say Not you, Joe.
You people.
Not you, Joe. You people out there. Put a microphone in front of your face, you say every other word. Anyway, Sam Ewing is the composer for the Radiant Black score for issues 1 through 6. He's the one that did all of that. I want more of that. Like, I'm waiting for, like, this trade needs issues 7 to 12. They need a Sam Ewing score. Please. Because as good as the first 6 are, they go with the first 6 issues, and it's nice to be able to listen to them by themselves, but I want more. Please give me more. All right, have you found what you were looking for?
She is not on SoundCloud. I started poking around for some Radiant Black things and Sam Ewing, but I either can't spell it or can't find it. So it's out there, folks.
It should be a link in your Facebook Messenger. I probably sent it to you, but yeah. So yeah, you can get that. So all right, we get to issue 12. Issue 12's title, Pink.
This was probably the Radiant Pink single issue.
Yes, it was the single. Again, so they have 5 issues of story. The 6th issue is a character issue. It's kind of like a, hey, we're going to give you a little break from this. This is what Kyle did way back when he was doing Kyle, kind of rhymes. So yes, this was her character introduction. This is her story. This is issue 12. So issue 18, this isn't a spoiler. I'm not going to spoil the story, but I'm just going to tell you. Issue 18 is the Radiant Yellow origin. It's Wendell's origin.
I like him.
Yeah, Wendell's cool. So we see Eva, and she's doing all the streaming stuff. And thanks, BK, for the resub, 17 months strong. Enjoy the new badge. Okay, today we're firing up the sweet new game, Stray. It's about an awesome little cat who wears an awesome little backpack. But first,
it is an awesome game, folks. It's a real game, and that's really good.
Yes, it is very, very good.
So she is fully engaging in the streamer culture thing. Yep. Through No Man's Sky, the space game I play, I discovered some streamers on whatever the streaming Twitch. And I watch it, and I don't watch it regularly. I watch it when there's nothing else that I need to be watching. And it's such a weird thing as an older person watching that and seeing what engagement looks like and how you're encouraged to build these parasocial relationships with your viewers, making them feel like they're the only one watching, engaging with them when they comment. It seems exhausting to be on the streamer end of that. I actually have a former student who is I don't know I forgot what they call them because I'm old now, but the cartoon character that animates over their body. And that's how she makes her living. Like, she's been able to quit her real job to do that.
Nice.
Like, I make my living as a cartoon character, she sometimes says. But it's such a weird thing. And Radiant Pink here, Eva, is just fully engaging with that. And how much more current could you be by showing that right now?
Yeah. And her grandmother is like, eat another orange.
And I hear the abuelita in the accent. She's You wouldn't know it because skin tones change based on environment, but yeah, she's obviously Latina of some sort. And Mija, you hit your sub goal. And she's like, oh, so grandma's watching in the other room.
Yeah,
it's so cute. Eat another orange, Mija. You look hungry.
Yes, you're so too thin. You need to. Yeah. And of course, back in the 80s, folks, our grandparents would always tell us that, like, I'm an old fat guy now, but back when I was, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, I was a skinny kid. And my grandmother, here, would you like some pizza? You want me to cook you some French fries? How about some hamburger? Like, my grandmother, my mom's mom, and I'm sure my dad's mom as well, but I was more in touch with and spent more time with my grandmother on my mom's side. So Nana, she every time I'd walk in the door, let me get up, let me fix you something. I'm like, Grandma, Nana, please sit down. My
grandma was always like, was that the cookie jar? Don't need a cookie if you're hungry. No.
Yeah.
Here, have a carrot.
Yeah. Have a carrot, a celery stick, and then, oh, by the way, there's American chop suey for dinner or something. So, yes, no, we're on the same page. I know there's to be no crumbles in shot. Oh my God, I was kidding. So she's going through the whole streamer life and click, click, click. All of that, and we see basically her everyday life, and we get to a panel where she's got another tweet out there, December 6th. Hey, that was the day Karen and I got married. Subathon starts now. We max out at 12 hours, and I can't wait to spend all day with you guys. Hey, I'm Eva Plays. Welcome to the Subathon. And we see her cat. And her cat decides to jump up, hit the microphone, and destroy it. No! She runs to Best Buy. So, pets. Oh, boy. Besides the fact that I don't drive because of my cerebral palsy and everything else, and besides the fact that I don't like leaving my house half the time, and nowadays, as we're recording this in the midst of having all this bad air quality and everything else, I grew up with all kinds of pets. I grew up with dogs, rabbits, and all kinds of stuff. I didn't grow up with cats, but Karen had a cat named Lacey, and slowly Lacey and I came to love each other at some point or another. And when Karen passed, because I couldn't, how am I going to get a cat to a vet? Like, you know what I mean? If I can't drive, like, yeah, I could put her in the cat carrier. I could call an Uber. But that's more money I have to pay for transportation. And I'm not saying I don't want to pay the money for the transportation. That's not the point. The point is, yeah, so by myself, I don't deal with any kind of pets or anything like that not just because of situations like Eva just found herself in, but you guys have pets, don't you?
Yeah, we got a cranky dog and 3 guinea pigs.
Okay. Does the cranky dog ever, jump up on you when you're recording? I don't think the cranky dog does. I've never heard the cranky dog do that. But
oh no, he's sleeping somewhere. He's upstairs.
So Eva runs to Best Buy,
and they're not afraid to call it Best Buy. I love that.
Yeah, not afraid. And pretty much, I mean, they got it. I mean, it quite literally looks like what you would see if you went into a Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
And, hey, I'm Wendell. Can I help you find something? Yes, I'm trying to find a microphone, but you're out, and please tell me you have mics in the back. Y'all are too good at what you do. Been sold out for a while, actually. Everyone wants to be a streamer nowadays. You've got nothing, not even like a gaming headset? Last one went this morning. What happened? Did it fall off the arm? Yeah. Honestly, I bet it looks worse than it is. If the element's probably just loose, I'm sure I could fix it. Seriously? Not right, as he looks back at his younger boss. So Wendell is an old guy. Wendell is, he's got some age on him, but his boss looks like he's 17 in that panel. Not right this second, but I'm closing tonight. You bring it by around 9:45. I can work on it in home theater repair. No. Tonight's too late. I need this right now. I have people waiting on me. I could turn into a mime. Is that supposed to be funny? I love the way that we are introduced to the two of them in this, where obviously this is her story, but we get introduced to him and we get their interaction and their, how they are with each other.
It's a them origin.
Yeah, kind of thing. And obviously Wendell's full origin, as I mentioned earlier, will be in issue 18, but it's very, very cool. And Eva, a day to myself. That does sound nice. Hey, do you want to get lunch? It's 10 a.m. I've been up since 5:30. I was thinking sunrise. Come on, we can get a spot outside with one of those cool heaters. Eva. So apparently this is her girlfriend, which is fine. It's not, Wait, what happened to the stream? Did it seriously delayed again? It's good for a relationship or something. Oh, crap. All the toys just fell over, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
It's a noise. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's edit that part out. All right, so what are we thinking so far with this? How are we liking Eva as a character?
I was minorly thrown, as I didn't exactly realize it was a Radiant Pink origin issue until further into the book, and so it was a little weird that they didn't seem to know each other, or that he wasn't willing to fix it first. So, I thought this was sequential, but that's because I didn't buy the book separately. It all came in the same thing. But it's neat to see them take something so culturally relevant right now, which is streaming, and show you that behind the scenes side of it. My microphone broke, my stream is delayed, people can't get there. And then now we're getting to see her figure things out with her girlfriend, who now we maintaining a real world relationship while you're trying to also maintain these parasocial relationships, these fake relationships you have with the viewers, and how that can affect your relationship with real people.
And the funny thing is, I don't see it at, okay, there was one time in a Louisville, Kentucky alleyway where you and I met in front of a concert. But other than that, we've never really hung out and I don't see online relationships, whether you call them parasocial or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't see them as fake. They're Steve is my best friend. He's been my best friend since we started talking on Twitter back in 2008. Mm-hmm. Steve and I have only ever met once in person when he was the best man at my wedding in 2017. But it's one of those things where I don't see online relationship. If we're sitting here on a podcast discussing a comic book, or if we're just sitting here shooting the shit and catching up with each other and not recording anything, it's still a relationship.
Yeah. And I think where a real relationship like what you and I have is different from the parasocial relationship is you and I, we can talk. And the coolest thing in the world was when we met and it didn't feel like we hadn't ever met before.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's really kind of the difference of that. Like I have, and I'm not just dropping this to drop it, but I have Jim Lawson's email address and I have him on Facebook and I have his wife's contact information on Facebook, but that is very much a parasocial relationship. Like he talks to hundreds of people and has other dealings and he's living this completely other life that I don't even understand. But when I need to, or if something comes up, I don't have to worry about texting him, but I do because he's like this giant celebrity to me.
Yeah.
That's not a real relationship, and it's his job as a content producer to maintain that relationship because it's financially beneficial for him to do so because I give him money all the time buying drawings and art and books. And so I've thought about this, like it's hard for me to not go overboard with that.
Mm-hmm.
And to understand the fact that, yes, he's a different human being. I don't have to navigate that with you or
with Mike or with Art.
With Mike or Art.
Steve
Art lives down the street from me. Yeah, and you don't have to navigate that with Steve.
Yeah.
And that's interesting, that sort of thing too. And oh gosh, yeah, there's a lot to do with that. But I see here in this comic, Eva's trying to navigate maintaining those parasocial relationships, which she knows it's important to her viewers that they know that she's okay and that she's going to be there. But her real life, real world girlfriend does not understand that these people that really do not matter, they're if Eva disappears, these people will find another streamer to watch and to fall in love with, barring the mentally ill. But
obviously, yeah.
That's what I think makes it the parasocial relationship in this particular situation. And the girlfriend does not understand that. At least I'm doing what matters, she says.
Oh.
And, ouch. Oof.
That hurts.
Yep.
Shit, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Yeah. Well, you said it, though. May not have meant it, but you said it. Take your time. Unsubscribing, what a waste.
Yeah, and how these parasocial relationships dumping her are affecting her as well as the real relationships dumping her.
Yeah.
That has got to create a lot of anxiety.
Yeah. Hey, you're early. Really early. Yeah, sorry, tonight is not going to work. I got to figure this out, all right? So people will stop yelling at me and the sponsors won't bail and like my girlfriend is wrong, okay? So like could you please even just tell me what to do? I'll go a different aisle or your boss won't even know, etc., etc. And says, what do you want out of all of this? Hang on a second. Sorry. What do you want out of all of this? Want? I don't like... What does that even mean? The world's on fire. Everybody's pissed off. Nothing's working for anybody. How could I want anything except to try and make some kind of difference in even just a little? But I can't do that without a microphone. Because apparently this is all I am and I was supposed to be, so embrace it, right? He smiles and she goes on and he, I think, works his magic, and I'm doing a favor for the owner. I've got the site until next week. And this. And we see a pink radiant. Whoa, that's like the thingy on the helmeted guys. This is an actual tiny black hole. Is that possible? Scientists think the smallest ones are just an atom, actually. Although this one is a little different. How did you find it? How did it get here? Can I touch it? 2 nights ago, it just appeared. Then I saw you here right now. Well, not right now, because you're early. I had no idea who you were, but then you walked into my store this morning, and you started talking, and it made even less sense. I mean, no disrespect, Eva, but you're so young, and these things, we've seen how powerful they are. And he goes on and says, you should touch it. She touches it, and Radiant Pink is born. Holy wow.
And I see, I in this beautiful 2-page spread, I didn't exactly understand what's happening, but she's falling through portals over and over and over again, going from here to there to here to there.
Yep.
And he finally, like, nabs her and pulls her out of the loop, which is kind of funny. I'm channeling my memories of playing Portal 1 and 2.
Yeah, okay, that was slightly unexpected. Where? Oh my god, you don't have eyes. What the hell is going on? Where are we? And, okay, so technically, that's a visor. He does have eyes. I mean, I don't know. I mean, his eyes are still there.
Yeah, I don't have a hard time looking at his... It must just really bother her.
I guess. Yeah. Whoa, it's okay. You're back in Indiana now. How did I do the... Whoa. So again, I love, as I've said in the past 2 hours, how they are showing each of them figuring out their powers. Like, you don't just touch a Radiant and immediately you know everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a learning experience being a superhero. It should always be a learning experience with superpowers. How great does my ass look in this suit? What the fuck? Oh, hey, it's me. Oh my gosh, so sorry. Really thought that would be funnier. And her girlfriend just can't deal with it. Just can't take it at all. Sometimes adventures have to end. And she sits out on the edge of forever. You stayed local. Nothing quite like Lake Michigan at night, huh?
Yay.
I guess. Yay! What happened? My girlfriend broke up with me. I'm sorry. Thanks. Honestly, though, it's okay. The timing was never right, and maybe I'm not where I'm supposed to be yet. She says more, paraphrasing here. And then Wendell says, I've never been much of a believer in supposed to. I always lived in the present. Until this thing showed up, and he shows his Radiant and all of that. Still, something fulfills you. So. Yeah, it's very, very cool. Very fun. And man, it's so nice seeing seeing how they have this conversation, and the book ends on, so what's next? So very cliffhangery. Unlike the Radiant Red issue for issue 6, this was very, like, this is, pretty much going to, I don't know if I remember right, issue 13 doesn't, I don't remember how issue 13, we'll find out in episode 530 of the podcast, but yeah. Before we get to the cover gallery, overall, what are your...
Radiant, do we want to talk about Radiant Pink's issue, or do we want to talk about the trade as a whole?
We can talk about her issue first, and then talk about the trade as a whole.
This book did a good job of making me actually like Radiant Pink.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't know who these people are in the beginning, and like lines are just getting spoken, so I don't have a relationship built with them. But this issue drew the picture of who she is, and now I actually care about her, and it's now the whole streaming thing from her helmet makes a lot more sense for me, because I guess I forgot she was a streamer from the first trade, but yeah, I like that.
I mean, I think it was said in the first trade, but I think it was also more so said when we saw her earlier in this trade, I think. So, but yeah, what else?
Then my thoughts go to the entire trade, because I think this trade did a really wonderful job of making me actually like the characters. In the first one, I wasn't even... I would not have continued reading the book after that trade if I bought it up separate from the podcast. But now that I've gotten through this, I see the love for the characters. I see the love that the creators have for doing the book. The relationships are finally really coming together. And through all of that, being able to take the time to do the crazy things that the writers want to do with this, I see how awesome it is to have this creator-owned book. You know, Image, that being their thing. Yeah. They've given them the time and the space to do what they're doing, and all of that is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely it is. It is so cool. All right, folks. At some point in this episode, you're probably going to hear a different ad break before this, but we're going to take a quick ad break, and we'll come back to close the show with ratings right after this.
Hi, everyone. I'm here to tell you about the DC Comics News Podcast. Here every week to talk everything DC. Movies, TV, comics, and everything in between. But don't just take my word for it. Here are a couple of our sponsors. Listen to the DC Comics News Podcast. It's audio justice. No. It's audio chaos. These wackos are crazier than I am. Well, maybe you're both right. Regardless, you can catch us on every kind of podcast platform. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere you find great podcasts. So, can I go now? Let him go. He did everything you asked. No.
Oh, hey! I got something!
Since 2009, we have been the premier cartoon podcast here at the Geekcast Radio Network. We are Tooncast. From taking you beyond the cartoons we grew up with to seasonal saucy toon talk, and now we get the origins of Toonsters everywhere as we ask guests 30 questions about their cartoon watching experiences, plus so much more. Tooncast is back. Join me, TFG1Mike, and the rest of the GCRN crew as we give you all the toon talk you will ever need, only on the GCRN, and wherever you consume your podcasts. We are beyond good, beyond evil, beyond your wildest imagination. We are all tunes all the time here on Tooncast.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the last Comic Shop Podcast,
a comic book podcast that actually talks about comics.
Yep, each week we open the shop up and read and discuss a comic.
Sometimes we pair that up with comic book movies or TV shows.
Or not. Lots of times it's just comic books and sound effects.
Oh, yes, definitely lots of sound effects.
So tune in on all the major podcasting platforms for the Last Comic Shop Podcast, or check out our library of evergreen shows at www.lastcomicshoppodcast.com.
Like science fiction? Of course you do, or you wouldn't be listening to the Geekcast Radio Network. Well, the Marku 42's Universe podcast is an award-winning sci-fi radio show that's been around for over 10 years. We cover everything from Doctor Who to the MCU to pop culture and everything in between. A new show drops on Tuesday mornings on the GCRN website and all of the major podcast platforms. So listen to the Marku 42's Universe podcast from the universe and beyond.
Because the world needs another movie podcast.
The Geekcast Radio Network presents for your listening pleasure the Cinema Geek.
Hosted by Amanda, Kevin, Matt, and Dan.
Each week we dive headfirst in the landscape of movies as we discuss movie news,
play movie games,
go in-depth on reviews,
and even have a top 10 countdown or two.
Also, don't miss our director retrospective series, where we review noted directors' movies film by film.
Bottom line is, if you love movies and love podcasts, you need to experience the Cinema Geeks.
You can find us on iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, or GeekCastRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm the host of the Rock Nerd Radio Show, which airs live on HudsonRiverRadio.com every Wednesday evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It also gets backed up as a podcast, which you can find on your preferred podcasting platform. Every week on my show, I talk about all kinds of pop culture. I talk about music, I talk about movies, TV, comics, collectibles, and so much more. I also feature a guest on my show periodically, which you might enjoy. I have a couple of special segments on my show, one called the Cover Song of the Week and My Favorite Thing in the World This Week. If you think this sounds cool, check it out sometime. I hope you do.
All right, we are back here inside the pull bag with Radiant Black Volume 2 Team Up, issues 7 to 12. 0 to 5, sir, what are you going to give it?
An unironic 5. I think it is totally worth reading for just about anybody. I think books that are trying to be this current and doing the things that they're doing in here, it's worth being aware of. For sure.
Absolutely. Very much so.
It gives me a lot of perspective as to why I do not enjoy reading ongoing Superman, ongoing Batman. As much as I love those characters,
right?
It doesn't feel like this book feels.
Yep. Absolutely. I am also going to give it a 5. I love the character development. I love that we have now Nathan back, and he can be in the fold, which actually will come into play way later, having both Nathan and Marshall doing the Radiant thing. But it's still very cool. 5s all around. Again, I would give this trade a 5 simply because of the Blacklight issue, even though, whatever, but that issue 10, and when we get to, I think it's volume either 3 or 4. No, volume 3 is issues 13 to 18. Volume 4, which isn't out yet, I think is 19 to 24. 24 is another Blacklight issue, which I actually have the physical copy in my hand.
12 and 24 today.
10 and 24.
10 and 24.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for joining us here inside the Pull Bag. If you'd like to get in contact with us, leave feedback for the show, there are several ways to do so. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can listen to and comment on all of our content. Send us email to feedback@geekcastradio.com. Here are all the ways you can listen to us nowadays: Apple and Google Podcasts. Leave us reviews, please. Spotify and any other podcatching client you choose to use. Follow us on Twitter at GeekCastRadio for the network, at the Pullbag for the show. I am at TFG1Mike. Joe doesn't use it anymore, but if you want to follow him, he is at Joe Reed Geek. Just look for Joe's Hawaiian shirt over there on Twitter.
I will get notifications if you message me.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. You can also check out the Pullbag over there, as well as Geek Stuff Garage Sale. Have we figured out details yet?
I'm gonna use that as an excuse to go up to the comic store today, because he's the host and we'll be in his backyard. We know it's end of September, beginning of October on a Saturday, probably September. I think, of course, he's going to say yes. So last Saturday in September this year.
Very cool, very cool. For now, I am TFG1Mike with
Joe Reed Geek. Yeah.
As always. Yep, something like that.
See you later, listeners.
He's a turtle fan that I don't get it. That doesn't like water. Makes no sense. As always, make your great escape to comics, and we will catch you next time. And you can look at this later, not during the recording, if I can find the stupid image. Of course I can't, which obviously I will edit all of this out. Come on. Where is that stupid image? Damn it, where is it? Radiant black. Damn it, where'd it go? Anyway. Oh, here they are. Got them. No.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I just sent Joe my Radiant Black, or not Radiant Black.
Radiant something.
Radiant TMNT. My Funko Soda TMNT Blacklight figure images.
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pull Bag, the GCRN's first comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate and leave a review for the show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Become a fan of us on Facebook, facebook.com/thepullbag. Send us an email, feedback@geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter @thepullbag and @geekcastradio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.
Homicide. SVU. Hold on, I'll get you a detective.